Today I'm going to be reviewing for you some notebooks and a journal that I picked up from Pen and Pillar. But first, if you're new here, hey, my name is Lauren, and on here I talk all things planning and self-care. If you missed it, I also did a video on the Pen and Pillar weekly planner. It is this beautiful planner right here. If you want to check that out, go ahead and click the card up here. But in this video, I'm going to be sharing the two notebooks and journal. So first, let me start with these notebooks. These are super cute. They are smaller than A5 for sure. I'm not sure exactly what the dimensions are. I'll pop them up on the screen over here. I'll have editing Lauren do that for me. And these are the beautiful covers that I picked. Honestly, okay, when you're on the website and you're picking, I wasn't too crazy about the covers. Like, I wasn't sure. When I got them in person, I was like, oh my God, these are way more pretty in person. I love them way more than I did when I was looking at the pictures online. The colors on this one with these pairs, it's so pretty. So this cover, it feels, let's see, how do I describe this? It has a little bit of a texture to it, and it just feels really nice. It feels like it'll hold up for a while. Now, these planners, this company is based in the United States in North Carolina. Very small company. And this one I picked up is just a lined notebook. I have been a journaler my whole life. And when I was a teenage girl, I used to get journals this size, like this small size were the little coiled notebooks that I would get. And this is like a throwback to me. It made me like feel like, oh my gosh, like this is exactly the size like journal I would use when I was in high school. And I think I might never use a different lined notebook ever again. I might only buy these Pen and Pillar ones from now on because they are just super cute and just so small, and they just like give me all the feels. So highly recommend checking them out. They have dotted versions, blank versions, and list versions. This is the other cover that I grabbed. I believe it said jasmine. It does kind of look like a jasmine flower. It's really elegant, simple. I think this would make a beautiful gift. If somebody gave this to me for Christmas, I'd have been like, oh my God. Especially if you know somebody who journals and likes stationery products. This is what the inside cover looks like. This definitely makes a really great gift. So those are the notebooks that I picked up. Definitely plan on using that soon to journal. And this is a guided wellness journal. It is a A5 size, and it is called a wellness journal. It's a 3-month guided journal. It says for nourishing your mind, body, and soul. The cover on this feels different than the notebooks. This feels very soft. If you have been buying books at the bookstore and you've ever gotten one of those books that have like a really soft feeling cover, that's exactly what it feels like to me. It feels like that same material. It's like really nice to hold. I love it. The paper in here is kind of like a off-white cream color. I don't think it's too yellow or creamy. So I think it would totally work for me as a journal. It doesn't really matter much to me. You only would notice the difference if you like hold it up against something that's a whiter piece of paper. Anyway, the beginning pages, there's a note from Taylor, the founder of Pen and Pillar, and then some information about using this journal. Highly recommend reading through all of this. If you want to pause to read, you can. Then it has some information about cognitive distortions. I feel like I've seen this in another journal before that I've reviewed, but I can't remember which one at this moment. But definitely some really good information about helping you define the 20 different types of cognitive distortions. Then there's a brief explanation about the soul and why they've decided to include that in this journal. You have a page that defines who I am. This page is meant to be like a inventory type page to give you a starting point for where you are when you first jump into the journal. So you're going to kind of go through the prompts and ask yourself where you are like at this point and kind of rate yourself. Then you have a goals page breaking down into mental, physical, relational, work, financial, and other. Then you have some self-care ideas and some hobby ideas. I like how they broke it down from self-care and hobby. Then you jump into the first monthly habit tracker. If you haven't seen my weekly planner review for this company, they have habit trackers that look similar to this in their monthly planner. So if you're interested in like a habit tracker like this to be incorporated in your weekly planner, I would check that video out. This is like really cool. So in this size, being A5, you only have space for 6 habits to track. In the planner I reviewed, there was space for 8 habits. Okay, then on this side, you have 5 lines for goals that you're working toward this month, a big blank box for what I'm most excited for this month, and then you have like a little wellness tip. Now remember, this is only a 3-month journal. These line spacings in this journal and in the weekly planner are wide. I like wider line spacings. I don't like narrow ones. So I feel like this is really good line spacing, especially for people who have big handwriting. Even though this is an A5 journal, you're not going to have a problem with these line spacings, or even over here on the other pages. Okay, this says soul. So you have a spot for listing out your hopes, dreams, and prayers you have for this month, heaviness that you're carrying this month, meditation focus for this month, a blank box for what is inspiring me this month. I think the reason they put this in a blank box instead of lines is you could use this to add like pictures and things, almost make like a mood vision type board. So it says what is inspiring me this month. And then how I will nourish my soul this month. You got 5 lines. Then you jump into the daily pages of this journal. Now, I actually contacted them via email. I don't think I've received a response back. As soon as I received my journal, I noticed an error, and it's very minor, but I wanted to point it out to them so they can kind of fix future printings of this journal. Over here, there's a spot for you to circle the day of the week, but it doesn't say date. For some reason, the date got printed all the way down here on the corner of the page at the bottom. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to go all the way over here. So I don't know what happened, but it's printed like that throughout in my journal. Hopefully it was just like my printing or a few printings, and that's not going to be the case. But that's the only thing I've noticed about it. Then obviously you can list right here what the actual date is. And then you can circle your mood. You have a whole bunch of moods here to choose from: happy, focused, productive, peaceful, grateful, content, confident, depressed, sad, anxious, frustrated, tired, stressed, and discouraged. Then these are all blank boxes with different prompts. One says, what went well today? What was hard today? Kind thing done for me today. Kind thing done by me today. At the bottom, you have space for you to circle self-care that you did today. So if none of these apply, you can list out what your self-care was. Then you have journaling space to write it out, which this is only about a half a page. Might not be a lot of space for some people, but if you are new to journaling, I think this is the right amount of space to get started, especially if you don't really have much else to add other than what you just blurped out over here. This is totally fine. You could like expand on what you wrote over here, add over here if you feel like you needed more space. Anyway, then over here there's a spot for body. So you can list out your meals that you had for today. So this is really good for someone who might need to keep track of what the meals are they're having for the day. And then you have a space to list out how many glasses of water you had and how many ounces, and a spot for checking if you exercised, yes or no, and you can list how many minutes. And that's how The journal is for every day. And then I believe there might be weekly prompts. Let me see. I thought I saw that in here. Maybe not. Okay, so you only have that for the whole month. And I think there is a review at the very end of the month. Let's see. There we go. A month in review. Okay, so after all 30 days of the month, then you have a month in review. I'm assuming it's 30 days. There might be 31 pages in between each. I didn't count. Month in review, and it's listing, it says habits. So how I did living well this month. Okay, so this wants you to review your habits, and then this is reviewing your patterns. Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 5, you're going to rate how well you did with your self-care. So like 1 being not well, 5 being great, 3 being pretty good. So every month you're going to rate yourself, and it lists self-care, exercise, eating, and then you get to pick 3 other habits that you want to rate yourself on. And then you can list right here at the bottom how you can improve your habits. This side, it has the cognitive distortions listed out that are in the very beginning of the journal, and you can circle or highlight the ones that you entertained the most. And then you can list out how I want to reframe my thinking and areas that I saw growth in. Then it goes to the next month. And so that's how the entire journal goes. I think at the very end, there might be an extra review. Yeah, there's some extra stuff at the back. So after your third review page, you're going to have this, which it says, to my wellness. After 3 months of growth and intention, I am most proud of. So this is basically like end of the journal review. I got more clarity in. I'm most grateful for. This was the hardest. I am most looking forward to. And then it just has some references back here, information about Pen and Pillar, and then the back cover. Now, I didn't point this out, but they are focused on sustainability with their paper products. So highly recommend checking them out. Beautiful products, beautiful covers, the artwork, gorgeous. And the price points are honestly really affordable considering it's a very small business. I'll make sure to leave links in the description. I'm not affiliated. This is just what I purchased. And again, if you want to check out the weekly planner for Pen and Pillar, make sure you click over to this video over here, and I will see you in that one. Bye.